What's happening, traders? We're looking at S&P 500 2000 day chart, and we're going to be day trading using a simple scalping strategy. Now, what I can see that the price started with a fairly strong uptrend, and price right afterwards quickly broke the trend line and created a new extreme. And the uptrend played out according to price action at this point on. And from that point on, prices started selling off. And I always want to draw my short-term trend lines because I want to follow the market. I want to stay on the right side of the market. And what I can see is we have a tiny little break. I'm going to treat it as a break because there was a lot of people buying here, and this looks like a one big depletion move candle to a very new low. And after price will break the trend line, traders will attempt to make a new extreme, just like it happened right here. It happened right here. From that point on, the downtrend is over, and price pushed above the EMA, but we found ourselves at the resistance at the double top right here, and right now we're working lower. So if anything, I'm right now mostly focusing on shorts because the overall uptrend played out, but anything can happen. But short bias is right now the bias I'm going to stick with. All right, traders, so the market has opened 3 minutes ago, and I want to show you the importance of drawing the trend lines because as you guys can see, the price broke the trend line around here and created a new extreme. And from that point on, as we already know, after price will make a new extreme, the traders will either wait and price will go into correction, or the price will straight up reverse. Okay, so I'm not looking to go short right now. And take a look at this pullback. Somebody actually sold after a new low and far away from the 21 bar EMA. This is a key entry point. So this is not how you want to do it. Now we have a live watching a first entry short, second entry short. This is a tool like a pullback. It is tempting though, but I'm going to skip this because we already have a break, new low, plus we have the short-term uptrend working higher, and I just want to be safe. You know, I don't want to risk anything. This is, to me, doesn't look like a high probability setup. It can easily go and work lower, but I'm just going to sit on my hands and be patient here. So the pullback ended up working, and we created two new legs into a new extreme. And as I'm preparing to talk about the setup right now, we have an extremely big bullish bar, but take a look where we are finding ourselves at. Take a look at the left side of the chart here. Do you see this? This is the low of the open, and this is a lot of times a key level, a very important key level. I'm extremely tempted to buy this market because we are extremely far away on a 5-minute chart. However, this bullish bar now has reached gigantic proportions, and this is let's say 24, 27. Yeah, this would be a 3-point stop, which is not something I want to do. I could sneak in with the limit order, but this bar is too big and it's close to the EMA, and I want to have a room here. But why am I considering buying this? Because the downtrend played out, we have additional 2 more legs, and we're finding ourselves at the key level. Okay, so this is what I'm looking at, and we're also far away from the EMA on a 5-minute chart. You always want to pay attention. EMA acts as a magnet. Every time you get far away from EMA, it will pull prices closer to it. Take a look, you're getting further away from EMA, pulling prices closer to it. Okay, and look what happened, guys. Price took off from this low. Perfect price action played out to the very T. My hand was itching. Even right after I stopped the video, I prepared my limit order in case of a pullback. Never happened, never looked back. Break of a trend line, new low. This is the key entry point. This is where all the magic happens. This is the key entry point, the trend line. First entry long, second entry long, failure. Because we're in a downtrend, we're not looking for longs, we're looking for traps to short side. This is how to play it. Unfortunately, I didn't get in. The bar was way too big. Alright, traders, I'm resuming the chart as I'm going to take a fairly aggressive setup. This is, disclaimer, a risky setup. But what I'm looking at is I'm looking another break below this key level. And this is a failed breakout at this point on. The signal bar is not good. However, I trust these failed breakouts so often that I'm willing to take a chance here. I'm going to move my target profit 8 ticks. I'm going to move my runner somewhere around here. We are halfway up. Come on, price is working higher. Let me see. We can actually turn down fairly quickly. I'm very tempting to, because the signal bar was horrible. You know what? I'm going to go for 6 ticks at this point on, because I'm taking a huge chance here. However, we were so far away from EMA on a 5-minute chart. This is a failed breakout. This is looking like a very steep move down. I'm just looking for my quick, easy scalp, taking a chance on a failed breakout. There was a gorgeous second entry short, and I was playing with the idea of taking this short right here. I chickened out of this. That's part of trading, and we got filled. This was a little bit nerve-wracking, a little bit risky, and you guys can see it easily worked. But I just want to emphasize that this is extremely aggressive setup. The signal bar is horrible. Please do not try to replicate this trade at home. Be safe. I just took a very aggressive setup, and just let me see. Yeah, here are the markers. I always keep forgetting them. I'm not sure whether this trend line is valid or not. You can easily find it off the lows, and this is how you normally trade, but I keep demonstrating every single weekend, 3 videos a week. The most breakouts of trading ranges will fail. It is so reliable, but not that many traders have the guts to buy the low here. This is extremely against common sense, because if you take a look at the chart, and we've been trading to the downside for such a long time, the common sense keeps telling you keep shorting, and you may not be wrong, but if you're an experienced trader, you know that failed breakouts below the key level will almost always get a pullback, at least for scalp. It is extremely highly profitable, at least 90%. I combine it with the 90-minute chart and with the 5-minute chart, and I see we're extremely far away from EMA after such a strong big move down. Okay, so this is what it is. And the current time is 16:02 in Europe, which would be, let's say, CST Central, 9:02 EST would be 10:02. And I would like to always show you guys, some of you guys who keep joining new traders, and it's 16:02 my chart, so you guys can see the time shift. And the runner keeps going, so I'm going to keep my one contract as a runner somewhere around here. This downtrend hasn't proven itself yet, so let's see what happens. We have a break and a new low on a 5-minute chart as well. So this is how you have to trade. You follow the trend lines, you follow the price action, and I'm not interested in any trades right now, okay? I'm just interested at the high probability setups, at the key entry points. And I chickened out a bit moving into 6 ticks because the signal bar was horrible. If this was a normal looking bar, 8 ticks, no brainer. Signal bar was extremely bad. I only went for 6 ticks, okay? I want to resume the video because right now we're having interesting situation. We have an extremely good confirmation of this trend line. But traders, this is just a first entry. When we are in a downtrend, we're counting from the lows. We're counting for entries to go short. This is the lowest low. This pivot is lower than this pivot, okay? So I'm counting from this low, and as you guys can see, as price keeps working higher, there is no break below the previous bar low. We keep going higher, we keep going higher, and this is the first break below its low. We broke below, and it's just a first entry short, and first entry short keeps working. First entry short is not high probability setup. Two-legged pullback is a high probability setup. First entry short, second entry short, if you combine it with the key entry point, extremely high probability setup. So this is why I'm not canceling the runner, and I'm not taking the first entry. However, we may have a lower high situation as it's forming, and if we get a potential lower high, I'll be honest with you traders, I'm extremely tempted. Look at this. I'm extremely tempted to take it. But on a 5-minute chart, the downtrend already played out. That don't mean anything though. We can keep working over, but look at the situation. Extremely confusing situation because I am biased right now. I'm holding a runner. So every single tick to the upside is more important than to the downside. So right now, to be honest with you, I don't know what I want to do, and I'm probably going to stick to my runner because I'm a little bit biased now. It's completely natural to be biased. When you're holding a runner and I'm holding a long runner, I already put the more importance and bigger significance to the upticks. Okay, they're more important because they're releasing me of my pain every single time I see uptick. And look at this, extremely nice lower high setup. I almost want to take this. But you know what? I may you can't ignore the trend line at this point on pretty much. It fits off the lows, fits off the highs, but I have to hold the runner, okay? I have to hold the runner. Plus we're coming off the failed breakout, so I'm gonna hold the runner. I wouldn't be surprised if the trade worked, but let's see. Actually, the trade is, I'm not even gonna pause it. I want you guys to see how the trade is working. We are above the EMA. This is a little bit scary, and yeah, the good thing that I stay away because look at this. We may turn down though, but the fact that we cannot close below EMA is extremely telling here. It's a small bar too to take a risk though. I'm extremely tempted. But if the signal bar ended like this, the next bar, okay, so I'm not even gonna think about entering. I'm gonna hold the long runner right now. We have interesting battle of bulls and bears, and if we close really bearish here, this would be a failed second entry long, which I'll be skunking this runner. I'll take whatever it give me and I will re-enter short. It all depends how this bar will enter. I will take a chance here because this is the high. First entry long, second entry long. Let me see, 200 more ticks left, all right? And we're ending pretty good. We're ending pretty good with 46. So I'm going to wait for trigger below this. The first thing I want to do, I want to see entry to trigger. The trap hasn't even triggered yet. Okay, we are still in the second entry long technically. So once we trigger lower, and you guys can see a lot of indecision. I'm not the only one who's being a little bit confused here. We're just going sideways a lot because we're coming off the lows, failed breakout. We're above the EMA, but a lot of people are seeing this trend line. In this instance, when you see this, you want to sit patiently and be tight. You want to sit tight and be patient because you don't want to jump the gun. You can get chopped up into pieces here. It is better to get out at break even. Let's see what happens. Can we get a trap here? We're getting a little bit congestive price action now. But if we close nicely below here, I may get like $150 and reverse short side, but it may not happen. We may continue working higher as it seems. Yeah. So the trap hasn't triggered. So I'm keeping my runner and I'll keep you guys posted. Alright guys, so I'm going to tighten this. We managed to get a failed second entry long trap. I'm going to take this runner out and let's see if I can. I'm going to prepare the limit order to go short, although it may not even fill me back. So I'm just gonna move it to break even +1 so I can pay for the commissions. But that's a shame. This was such a nice trap, man. Whew, you guys can see how tough this was. But this is a now high, first entry long, second entry long, failure. The downtrend ended up working here. It's a shame it didn't trigger a few ticks lower. I was preparing my limit order, but it happened too quickly and I didn't manage to get in. So I've been holding this runner for quite some time. We've been stuck in this consolidation a little bit. Price is really undecisive right now. It looks like it's going to break out. It looks like it's going to break down. I'm just sitting on my hands holding the runner. Nothing really much happening here. A lot of congestion, a lot of tight mess. The best thing to do here is probably not take any trades. I've been sitting through this grueling mess for about, let's see, 1603, 1637 for 37 minutes more or less. Sitting through all this chop, and this is just reality of trading. Sometimes I'm still holding the runner and price now keeps working higher, but there's really no setup right here. You want to stay away from this. I keep reminding to you, but you definitely don't want to go short into this strong key level. Take a look how many times this key level held. You had a break, new low, key level held. You have a failed break below the key level. It pushed higher. There was a break of this trend line and price attempted to make a new extreme, because after break of a trend line you will have a break of a new extreme. We tried to create a new low, but key level held once again, and people are trying to short this, and price keeps reversing on, and price keeps reversing on, because there's a strong key level. You don't want to push the market lower, but at the same time you don't want to go long either, because there's not really good setup. A lot of stems, bars are just going sideways, so not really eventful. All right guys, so I'm resuming the chart, and what I'm going to do, I'm probably going to cancel the run right here, because we're located at the very high of the trading range. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to re-enter a short position on this lower high setup. So let me put it somewhere around, let me be a little bit greedy, because the next bar was bullish and I was contemplating this trade a lot, but right now we're going in the trading range. They're clear lows, clear highs. We have a failed break higher, instantly pull back, and this is a lower high setup. The resistance is holding prices. Let me be a little bit more aggressive. This is a lower high setup. Oh, come on, man. I was probably way too scared here, because since I was holding the runner, I wanted to milk it as much as I can, and this is why I didn't want to initially enter this. But once we started to turn down, this is a clear trading range. You buy the lows, you sell the highs, you fade the breakouts, and we're most likely not going higher. I may be wrong here, of course, but it's been a long consolidation here, and I'm really interested in taking this setup right here, and it may go without me. I'm still gonna hold this. Come on, fill me up. Come on, just one more tick. You guys can see we're going up and down through the EMA. Good indication this is a trading range. You have a failed breakout, instant pullback, push below EMA, lower high setup. Resistance is holding once again. Big bearish bar. Because I was holding the runner, I didn't want to cancel the order, but man, I'm starting to get really frustrated now. I'm gonna miss this trade because of this. We'll see. Alright guys, we're bouncing off the limit order and we haven't got filled yet. We're very close to getting filled. We already touched it. And looks like the price keeps going without me. So I'm gonna cancel the order. And unfortunately another trade missed here. So at least I took the runner somewhere at the decent area. So I got some profits, but this was my mental error. This was my trading mistake. I should have entered much earlier. I was really contemplating here and I was too slow on the trigger. Alright guys, so I'm resuming the video as we have been working in this trading range for a really long time. We've been trading, it is 6 o'clock and we've been trading, I started even earlier, somewhere around 3 o'clock. So 3 hours of trading and nothing really much happened after this big fell breakout below this support. But I want to talk about the trade. I want to talk you through guys how to trade, how to find the entries. The pre-market analysis, I already explained this. And market strongly pushed below EMA after we created this double top. Okay, and since we are working in a downtrend, we're below EMA, we're making lower highs, low lows. We're looking for second entry shorts or failed second entry longs because a lot of people are going to be trapped going long in the opposite direction. And this is the new high. So as you guys can see, we have a first entry long, pullback, 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 second entry long failure. It is off the trend line. It is far away from EMA, so this is aggressive setup, but it is a failed second entry long trap off the trend line, and we are working on our way to make a new extreme low. We have a break of a trend line and new low. After price will break the trend line, most traders will attempt to create a new extreme, and this new extreme occurred somewhere around here. And price pushed and created a second entry short, and it ended up working, but I don't think hindsight it is a decent setup because the downtrend already played out. You're not touching the EMA and there is this uptrend working higher, and you need to respect the short-term uptrend as well. So there was a two-legged pullback. It is aggressive. I'm not going to mark it because I don't like the trend line. Obviously in hindsight it worked, and we had two more legs into new extreme, and lo and behold, where prices bounce. You always have to do this during your pre-market analysis. Mark the lows and the highs right after the open for the day. Okay, we came in, bounced the important key level after the downtrend played out, and you're expecting a bounce from the low of the day. Perfect price action. This bar was extremely big to enter. Unfortunately, I missed this trade. You have to let it go without you, and you have to draw the short-term trend lines. Okay, you have to draw the short-term trend lines because you want to see the breaks and a new extreme, and this is exactly now what you see. You see strong push above EMA, you see a break. You see a break right here, new high, another break, another new high. Two pushes to a new extreme. If you take a look, this is a big bearish bar. Price keeps working lower and keeps working lower. We keep making lower lows, lower lows, lower lows. And since you keep making lower lows, there is almost always some bigger pattern in play. You can find it off these lows, put it to the top, just copy it. And you can see that you don't even have to find it off the top. You just find it off the lows. You put it to the top right here, and you have a nice second entry short. After the uptrend played out, you managed to close slightly below EMA. It is off the key entry point, big bearish bar. This is where you want to go short, and here you have a big move down. Most breakouts of trading ranges will fail. That's how the price action works. Okay, so you always want to buy this. Then price confirmed the trend line, and you don't want to sell this because it's just a first entry. But when there is a lower high setup occurred, I think a lot of traders could pull the trigger. Even though you're working above the EMA, take a look how the EMA is holding prices. We couldn't manage to close below EMA not once. So there's something to tell you that you probably shouldn't short this. But I understand it is lower high. It is confirmation of the trend line. Decent setup to take a chance. Trading is about probabilities. But here you have a trap. First entry long, second entry long in the downtrend. This is a trap. Same thing as here. Bearish bar. And now you want to short it. Now it doesn't matter that you're above the EMA because it is a trap. Okay, and you have a break of this bigger channel and attempt to make a new extreme. This is how the price action works all over the place. You bounce off the key level, and right now you want to stop shorting, and you may be looking for longs, but you don't have a clear new low of this downtrend, so it is better to sit through this mess. There was also a wedge pattern forming, which you want to stay away from because it is tempting to take the both sides, and every time it is tempting to take the both sides, the best thing is to do stop trading. All right. Once price keeps working higher, and take a look, up, down, down, up, down, through and above the EMA. This is the sign that we are in a trading range. EMA is in the middle of those bars. It is flat. There are highs, there are lows. And the way you trade trading ranges, you buy the lows, you sell the highs, and you fade the breakout. This is a failed breakout. Extremely tempting trade. And I wasn't paying too attention to it because I was holding the runner. And the runner screwed me up because I even wanted to take this trade. As you guys see, you now... strong confirmation of the resistance, you pushed lower, huge move below EMA, lower high setup, breakout, pullback, resistance is holding, nice big bearish bar, and you created a two-legged pullback down. Okay, so I'm gonna wrap it up. It's been a long day. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, press the like button. I really appreciate it, and subscribe to the channel if you are interested about day trading. I'm gonna see you guys in the next one. Take care, everybody.